What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Matt Pig and Matt here with the Gators Games and Hobbies case tournament with the third place deck profile for one. Kirk.
Yeah.
What'd you play?
Dracotail. Pure Dracotail.
Alright, let's show these people the profile.
That game seems interesting.
3 of every name. Or every ultra rare name, rather. These 3, this one is the thing that lets you quick fuse on the opponent's turn. This one is also a quick fuse on the opponent's turn, but only if it's on the field, and also when it sets something, it can negate a monster permanently. And then this one is just the generic Stratos on summon it searches.
Okay.
And all of the monsters share the effect of when they're fused, they set a spell trap from the deck to the field.
Awesome.
I got 2 of each of the dragons. These guys are really cool. If you fuse them off, they're removal. This one destroys a monster, and this one a spell trap. And they're also like your main recursion method in like a grind game, because this one can put itself on bottom to add a spellcaster back, whereas this one, if one of your fusions gets outed, it can put itself back to summon something from grave. Three of both of the spells, both of these things are basically branded fusion. This card is probably one of the best cards in the deck. It searches for a monster, and then if your opponent controls any monsters, it fuses. It's pretty simple. And then this one just fuses, including one monster from your deck. So basically, because of how the whole the main fusion guy works, this is an insane going second card, and if it resolves, you're probably winning the game. If you were going second.
For 12 packs, I guess I can't come.
No.
I will, and then one of each of the traps. They're pretty mandatory because they're the main interaction you get off of the setting stuff with the guys. If you didn't have these, you would just be setting fusion spells that aren't quick effects. Bounces an attack position monster, negates the effects of a spell card on the field, and they both put a Dracotail from grave on bottom of the deck to draw a card. That is all one effect, so they are ashable, which is really funny, but it's really strong because just drawing is just good.
Damn.
3 King of the Swamp and a not super poly, a normal polymerization. I think I used poly once. But King of the Swamp is just nice to have as a name, and it lets you go into a couple pretty funny guys.
Would you ever use Super Poly in this deck? Or?
Yes. Depending on, it would definitely go in the side, but it's nice enough to play. Generic power 1-ofs. This can search Malulu, which is a really strong option, since he's the one that interacts with the opponent when fused. And it's also just a Bastille. And then these 2 are self-explanatory. They're just good cards.
Yeah.
For the non-engine, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Fuelos, 3 Perulia. You have to play as many Mulcharmies as possible, except for Meowls, obviously. But these 2 in particular, this deck cares about hand resources so much that there's no reason not to play them all.
Okay.
And then 3 Nib. This is kind of funny, because if it gets stopped by, like, say, a Ripper, it stays in your hand, so you can still use it to fuse, which is very nice.
How many cards in the main?
40 exactly.
Clean cut and to the point.
For the extra, you got 3 of this guy. I have summoned 3 of him so frequently, you cannot cut down on him. On summon, he bounces cards monsters from the fields and graveyards equal to the number of monsters used to summon him from the hand. So you can put 5 guys into him and bounce 5 things, including recurring your own resources, which is the really big thing with him.
Okay.
And then the other fusion, I got 2 of him. He can chain directly to a Dracotail effect to target a card on the field and destroy it. And both of them share the effect of if 2 monsters are sent to the grave at the same time, they summon themselves back, but vanish when they leave the field. The 2 previously mentioned funny guys for King of the Swamp. I made him a couple times, did not make him once, but he is a really strong OTK enabler, and obviously Dragoon is just a really good card. And then these 2. This one I didn't summon at all, but he can come up in some matchups and is really strong.
He's very good.
This card is insane. It screws me if the opponent summons it, but it can target, like, say you make it with Malulu and a Lucius, then you can target both of them, put one on bottom, and summon the other one. So in this situation, you could either get a search or another fusion summon, which is just really strong. And it floodgates out some decks as well. And then this guy, when your opponent summons something with a monster effect, it can banish everything of the same type as that monster. So, like, mono-type decks like Yummy can get hurt really bad by this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Then Guardian Chimera, I'm only really playing this because I have the poly in there. It came up once, but I wouldn't really call that coming up. I just had a ton of cards in hand from a Mulch army, so I was able to just put extra stuff into this guy for some more draws.
All right.
This is actually really good. It was not. I summoned it once and I won that game, so it's not a surrender button, like as people would think. Then this line, this is just there, so you can turn one of your spellcasters, in other words, exactly Lucius. You can turn him into a dragon to be able to make seals if you have another dragon on board.
Okay.
And then this can summon Malulu and give you a quick effect fusion on the opponent's turn. It's not just summoning something random that does nothing.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Then SP obviously just can't not play this card, although I didn't summon it at all. And then this card, I saw this on a list and I didn't know why until it came up at one point, because since it destroys itself and another card at the same time, that fulfills the conditions for the fusions to summon themselves back.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're able, you can make this, use it as removal, and then summon these guys back if you used them to make her, which is really nice.
That's really cool.
Then for the side deck, this card came in clutch.
Yeah.
Really funnily. They didn't have Cross Sheep in their extra, so when they Obedience Schooled, this just killed them.
More on that later.
Yeah. Lancia, obviously you can't not play this. And a similar thing with these two cards is because of how Arthalion bounces stuff, it can recur these after you use them.
That makes
you
a lot
can
of
use
sense.
them and then put them back in your hand for later turns. This didn't come up at all, although it definitely can because of how important Phimena is to find during your opponent's turn. Even though most of the important decks only put one link on board, that's 2 more cards you're seeing. So you can look at 2 more cards. If you get 5 mana from that, you are in the money. I didn't cite it in at all because it's a little tight, but yeah. Then the last card, this is the only thing that I didn't exactly net deck from a list. This is honestly really good for this. Most of the decks in the format right now don't have like ways to properly stop this, except for exactly Yummy with Arclight. But like for example, K9 stuff, they can't stop this.
No.
So this just books their whole board and you can play the game. And then it also can work going first because if they try to Imperm Arthalion, that can hurt really bad depending on how much you put into him. Because you're trying to recur your own resources most of the time when you summon him. So being able to dodge Imperm or Veiler with Eclipse is really nice.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Kirk. That
Yeah.
was awesome to see you get 3rd place here.
I got scammed. I should have gotten at least 2nd.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on the deck?
It's really fun, and there's a lot of room to work with for different engines and stuff. Like Shadal is really cool because of just how you can. It's free materials that do stuff and then go back into your hand. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, this is 3rd place Gator Games and Hobby Case Tournament. Mr. Kirk Zielinski. One of the 3 decks.
Yep.
It's like they're shaping the meta. But yeah. This is Meh, Pig and Meh, signing out.